college sports is sort of the beauty of it. The Big Ten's always been there.
Not
anymore.
Money.
Not anymore.
The game of the year for us growing up, like in middle school and whatever, the Buckeyes played USC. You remember, Dad, like 2-3 years in a row in the regular season. And it was always, Pac-12 versus Big Ten. When the news came out that USC was coming to the Big Ten, I go,
it's all for money.
How is that allowed?
It is all for money. And guys, remember this. This 12-team playoff, this is about getting the Big Ten and SEC teams in more. That's all it is.
Right.
You're going to have 8 Big Ten SEC teams in the 12-team playoff.
And Colin, they're going to wait to expand it too. Watch them expand it.
You had the story where they tried to get 4 guaranteed.
Yep.
This SEC and the Big Ten are already trying to get 4 teams.
By the way, that's a wink, and they're going to get 4.
And so the part of the reason there's a bunch of logistics because the SEC only plays 8 league games, and they have to move it up to 9 in order to do a marriage agreement with the Big Ten. So there's a whole bunch of logistics there.
Colin, we talk about this a lot. How horrible is the Big Ten at football outside of Ohio State, Penn State, and Oregon?
Indiana.
It is. Not
Signetti,
yet.
we're Signetti guys.
Not yet.
Sign up.
Sign
up. If you want Day to get out of there, your first call should be Kurt Signetti.
Not yet.
Vrabel,
Hang on.
Not Fickle.
You're the guy who said he was 60 years old and to go with caution. All right? So hang on here. But, I mean, Dad, we talk about Kentucky. They're a tough out. They're 3-5.
South Carolina, Florida.
Yeah,
Purdue.
The Big Ten's not. The Big Ten stinks. The Big Ten stinks.
The Big Noon game is the 1-7 Boilermakers and the Buckeyes.
But don't forget, guys, down year for Michigan and Penn State's a poser. So
down year.
Down year for
Wisconsin
Michigan.
stinks.
Decade.
I'm a Wisconsin guy, and they're terrible.
What is going
on? They're terrible.
I thought
and they have a Fickle guy. I don't know if
I thought he would be great.
We love Fickle.
I do not love Fickle.
Do you know what position he played at Ohio State?
He was defensive lineman, right?
Nose guard.
Nose guard, yeah.
Luke Fickle was a nose guard. Yeah.
Unbelievable. And everybody thought he'd be floated for that Ohio State job. But, Day's allegedly going to get fired every year, according to the Ohio State.
Well, he's on a game.
Mike,
no. Hang on. With us in the class of 13, he's on a game. He's allowed to get game by game basis.
He's been game by game basis since 2017.
Well, hang on, guys. You can't lose to Michigan 3 years in a row and not win the big one.
You guys better hope you're not on a game-to-game basis over here in West Palm.
Yeah,
Come on.
right. But one thing I'll say to that is, if you want somebody like Day out, I know we're jumping around here, but Luke Fickle, Wisconsin did that exact same thing. Yeah. They kind of gutted the program. Get rid of Paul Chryst. Get rid of basically everything that Wisconsin's brand surrounded, the running the football, the homegrown guys, the stout defense. And they brought in Fickle, who brought in a bunch of air raid guys.
Right.
And it hasn't stuck. It hasn't resonated not only with the players, but it hasn't resonated with the staff. Yeah, it just doesn't work.
He's not getting.
No, but he's getting the stars, but he's not getting the defensive linemen. He's not getting the offensive linemen. He's not getting
mid-level players.
He's getting this. He's got 11 secondary guys coming in. Fickle, get the meat and potatoes of the offense in there.
They forgot what Wisconsin football is.
Yeah,
honestly.
And I'm not saying it was no winning formula, but that's why it's been such a disaster. They just lost 42-10 to Iowa. 42-10, they just lost.
The other thing with Ohio State is they have a new AD. Okay, Gene Smith was there a long time. Knew him. Been on the show a bunch of times. Cleveland guy. With that new AD, Ryan's got to win. Ryan's got to beat Michigan. He's got to win at least one game in the playoff. He's
got to win at least one game.
At least one game.
I'm throwing them. I want to win the Big Ten. Yeah. We haven't won the Big Ten since 2020.
You'll probably play Oregon.
It's hard to beat a team twice. It'll be a neutral site. That'll probably be in Indianapolis or something like that.
Yeah, that's exactly where
it was a shoo-in. When I was in school, that the Buckeyes were winning the Big Ten.
That's going to be a home game for Ohio State. That Indianapolis, Oregon's going to be traveling across the country for that, playing them again. Ohio State's going to be pissed off. Yeah. That will not be an easy game unless Indiana has something to say about it. Buy in now. Did you
see what they say? They call it Sig 10.
Maybe
Sig
take a flyer.
10, not the Big Ten, the Sig 10.
Take a flyer on Indiana win the Big Ten. I bet you they're about 20-1.
Good odds. I'm sure we'll check on Hard Rock
Theo Dorsey, our very own Theo Dorsey, 2-4 theoretically speaking. He took that bet, and it was plus 1,200.
He can't.
No, it was
plus 12-1. It was plus 1,200.
I don't love that. No. But it looks like I agree. Ohio State's got the talent, and if you're like you said, if Mike had anything to do with it, Ryan Day would have been long gone. His after the first drive of the Penn State game, his empty out the office, pack your bags.
Game-by-game basis for Coach Day. Game-by-game basis.
Mike, he came on the show when he recruited this summer. Be nice to Coach Day. All right, come on. Give him a chance, for God's sake. Come on.
Give him a chance. Come on. Give him a chance.
Let's be fair. He's had a chance.
Yeah,
he's
give him
been
a chance.
Guys, the way they look at it is this year was their all-in. $20 million
This is it.
NIL. $20 million roster. And you've got to produce.
And they still.
To your point, Colin, this is getting more like pro football every day.
Yeah. And the SEC is not necessarily there's no undefeated Georgia. There's no undefeated team that's like a looming,
it drives me nuts.
Guy.
I bring this up to Colin all the time. Hard Rock Bet. You go download the app. They have the Buckeyes on the future dad. They're plus 325. They have the best odds. We don't know why. Over Georgia, over Texas, over Oregon. Oregon's fourth on the list.
Yeah, I think that's a little strange.
They're fourth on the list. Great. I don't understand it. But and then Colin said it the other day. I kind of agreed with them. Maybe they're thinking the talent is.
They're banking on the talent to finally show up in a big game.
I'll say this: their offensive line finally looked good. They
look great.
Thank you. They had an All-American guard. And they moved the kid to left tackle, and he did a phenomenal
Jackson.
job.
Donovan Jackson played unbelievable.
And
Shabola played
He held that edge kid from Penn State off. Who's going to be a
Abdul Carter.
They have a couple pros on that defensive line.
Carter got home a few times, but he got home a few times.
The kid's a guard. He's playing tackle. I thought he did great.
Yep.
Sure did. Tony Rizzo, the really big show on ESPN in Cleveland.
You guys are fun.
Yeah, right?
You guys are fun. I might stay here for a while.
Hey, please.
Stick around.
Who cares about the pool?
I might be here Monday, Colin. You never know.
Stick around. Stick around, man. You don't need to go back to Cleveland.
There's no Brown game to go back
to. I told him, Colin, I looked at my dad and said, when are you moving down here?
There's no Brown game.
When are you getting away from that garbage?
Are you retiring me already?
Dad, Hammer can handle it. Hammer can handle it.
Wait till that Deshaun Watson contract is finito and finished and off the books in the Browns, and then you could go back up north. But, of course, Tony Rizzo, the really big show on ESPN Cleveland, joining us now. First full hour, we got another segment with him. Listen to that 9 to 1 Eastern time on ESPN Cleveland. Of course, Mike Rizzo, Colin Russo, Christian Cap behind the glass. It's Russo and Rizzo. We'll do a little what happened last night on Thursday Night Football between the Bengals and the Ravens.